right, getting ready for a China and Glassware distribution manager interview can feel pretty intense.
Oh, for sure.
But, we're here with another deep dive into RoleCatcher's resources, and we're going to help you get ready.
Exactly. Like, think of this deep dive as your secret weapon for navigating those tricky interview questions.
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
You're sitting across from the hiring manager, and they ask, can you tell us about your experience in managing a team?
Seems simple enough, right? But what are they really getting at here?
Yeah, what are they really looking for?
They want to see if you can not only manage but lead a team.
Okay.
Motivate them, handle those inevitable curveballs like, imagine a shipment of delicate champagne flutes arrives in less than perfect condition.
I can only imagine the stress.
Yeah, it happens.
So how would you recommend tackling this question?
Well, you don't want to just say, I'm a team player.
Right, because everyone says that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone says that. Share a specific example where you led a team through a tough situation, Did you have to resolve a conflict or motivate a team member who was struggling? Maybe you implemented a new strategy that boosted productivity.
Those are all really good examples.
Make it tangible.
Yeah.
Show them how you actually led.
Yeah, show don't tell, right.
Absolutely.
Okay, now let's talk about those demanding clients.
Oh, yeah. Those are always fun.
Because the interviewer is inevitably going to ask something like, have you ever had to smooth things over with a client who wasn't thrilled with their delivery?
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you navigate that tricky situation?
That's where your conflict resolution skills shine.
Okay.
Again, think about a specific example. Did a client receive damaged goods or were there delays in their order? Walk them through how you listened to their concerns, took ownership of the problem, and found a solution that everyone felt good about.
Right. It's not just about resolving the issue. It's about maintaining that client relationship. It's fascinating because RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze job descriptions and pinpoint the exact skills you need to emphasize in your answers.
Oh, it's such a cool feature.
Yeah.
So for a China and Glassware distribution manager, conflict resolution would definitely be one to weave in.
For sure, yeah.
And RoleCatcher even provides tailored feedback on your answers.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's like having a career coach right there in your pocket.
That's incredible. Now, let's shift gears a bit.
All right.
Another common question is, how do you stay up to date with industry trends and changes? What are they looking for there?
They want to see your passion shine through.
Okay.
Don't just rattle off a bunch of industry journals. Share what genuinely excites you about this field. Have you been following a cool new logistics technology, or did you go to an industry event that sparked some ideas? Show them you're genuinely interested in the world of China and glassware distribution. You're not just looking for any job.
Enthusiasm is contagious.
Absolutely.
It can really set you afloat.
It really can.
All right, let's tackle another big one. How do you prioritize your workload when managing multiple projects?
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, in this role, you'll be juggling a lot, so they're trying to get a sense of your organizational skills, right?
Exactly. They want to know how you stay calm and collected when deadlines are looming and, let's be honest, when things go wrong, because something will go wrong.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
So what's the best way to approach this question?
Be ready to share your system.
Okay.
Do you love detailed to-do lists?
Uh-huh.
Are you a pro at using project management apps? Or do you rely on a good old-fashioned whiteboard to keep track of everything? Whatever your method is, explain it clearly and show them how you maintain order.
Yeah, in the potential chaos, right?
Exactly, you got it.
I love that. It's all about showing them you've got a system so they can trust you to handle the pressure.
That's right.
And don't be afraid to get specific, like maybe you color code your calendar or have a system for flagging urgent tasks.
Oh yeah, those little details can really impress.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about a critical aspect of this role. Quality control.
Okay.
A common question you might get is, how do you ensure quality control when distributing glassware in China?
It's not like shipping a box of socks. A little jostling here and there can lead to a lot of breakage.
Exactly. You're dealing with fragile goods, so this is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
So walk them through your process. Do you have specific inspection procedures in place?
Uh-huh.
How do you make sure everything is packaged carefully?
Okay.
Maybe even mention those cool new sensor technologies that can monitor shipments for damage in transit. Shows you're aware of advancements in the industry.
That's a great point. Speaking of industry knowledge, RoleCatcher's career guide for this role highlights key skills like monitoring and critical thinking.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
So weaving those into your answers shows you've done your homework.
Absolutely. It shows you understand what's important in this field.
Now, let's face it, conflict is inevitable in any business.
That's true.
And interviewers know that, so they'll often ask something like, can you describe a time when you had to resolve a conflict with a client or supplier?
It's a classic question.
So how do you handle those tense moments?
Don't just tell them you're good at resolving conflict. Show them.
Okay.
Think about a specific situation where you had to mediate between two parties. Listen to both sides, find common ground, and reach a resolution that everyone could live with.
That makes sense. And it's even better if you can highlight how your solution prevented similar conflicts from happening again, right?
Oh, absolutely. Proactive thinking is gold.
Exactly.
Shows you're not just putting out fires, you're preventing them.
Now, inventory management is another crucial aspect of this role.
It is.
A typical question you might encounter is, how do you manage inventory and ensure accurate stock levels?
Yeah, keeping those shelves stocked is vital, especially when you've got those trendy new cocktail glasses flying off the shelves.
Right, exactly.
So they want to hear about your experience with inventory management systems. Are you familiar with different types?
Okay.
Have you used any software specific to the China and glassware industry? They also want to know about your forecasting techniques. How do you anticipate demand and make sure you have enough stock to meet it?
Right, especially during those peak seasons.
Exactly.
That's where experience comes in handy.
It does, but even if you haven't directly managed inventory in a previous role, you can still highlight your understanding of the principles and how you would approach it.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Oh, absolutely.
And be prepared for a follow-up question like, have you ever had to deal with a sudden surge in demand?
Oh, yeah, that's a good word.
How did you scramble to get those products out the door while still maintaining accuracy?
That's where you can really show your resourcefulness and ability to think on your feet.
Yeah, it's not enough to just keep things running smoothly during normal times.
Yeah.
You need to be able to handle the unexpected.
Exactly. Those curveballs are going to come your way.
Speaking of pressure, let's talk deadlines.
Oh, yeah, the dreaded deadline question.
That classic interview question. Can you describe a time when you had to meet a tight deadline? Can feel a bit daunting, but it's really an opportunity to shine.
It is. It is.
So what's your advice there?
Choose a situation where you had to prioritize tasks, delegate effectively, and maybe even pull a few all-nighters to get the job done while still maintaining quality, of course. Highlight your resilience and problem-solving skills.
Because interviewers want to see that you can handle the heat and deliver results under pressure.
Exactly, that's what they're looking for.
Now, this next question is crucial in this industry. How do you ensure the safety of your team when handling fragile glassware in China?
Safety first.
This is about more than just basic safety protocols, like wearing gloves and lifting properly.
It is.
It's about creating a culture of safety.
Exactly.
So talk about your experience with training programs, implementing safety protocols, and fostering a work environment where safety is everyone's top priority.
Make it a core value.
Have you ever gone above and beyond the basic requirements?
Yeah, tell them about it.
Maybe implemented a new safety initiative or used technology to monitor and improve safety practices?
Those are great things to highlight.
Because it shows you genuinely care about the well-being of your team.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to another essential aspect of this role. Supplier relationships.
Oh, yeah, those are key.
A common question is, how do you manage relationships with suppliers?
So important.
So go beyond basic communication here. Talk about building those win-win partnerships.
Right.
Showcase your negotiation skills, your ability to build rapport, and how you've gone the extra mile to foster those strong, lasting relationships.
It's all about collaboration.
Exactly.
Think about a time when you had to negotiate a tricky contract or resolve a dispute, or maybe even collaborated with a supplier to develop a new product or process.
Oh, that's a great example.
It shows you're in it for the long haul.
And be prepared for a follow-up question, like, have you ever had to deal with a supplier issue that threatened to derail your entire operation? How did you handle it?
Oh, those are the real tests.
Right. That's where your diplomacy and creative problem-solving skills really come into play.
Absolutely. You got to think on your feet.
And finally, we come to a question that assesses your adaptability. Can you describe a time when you had to adapt to a change in the industry or market?
Yes, the ever-changing landscape.
This industry is constantly evolving, so flexibility is key.
It really is.
Whether it's a new technology, a shift in consumer demand, or even something like those recent supply chain woes, you need to show you can roll with the punches.
Absolutely, adaptability is essential.
So share a time when you had to embrace change, think on your feet, and maybe even turn a potential challenge into an opportunity for growth.
Show them you're not afraid of a little challenge.
Did you have to implement a new inventory management system?
Right.
Adapt to a sudden shift in consumer preferences?
Those are great examples.
Highlight your willingness to learn and your ability to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Be a lifelong learner.
You know, it's amazing how RoleCatcher's AI can help you tailor your answers to each specific company and role.
Oh, it's a game changer.
You can practice your responses, get feedback on how to improve them, and really make sure you're putting your best foot forward.
It's like having a personal interview coach, but powered by AI.
That's incredible how technology can empower us in our job search.
I know. It's amazing.
Now, we've covered a lot of ground here, but there's still so much more to explore about this exciting career path.
Well, we're just getting started.
We'll be back in part 2 to delve deeper into, well, I don't want to spoil the surprise.
But trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive, into the world of China and glassware distribution management.
I'm so glad we're back. We really got into those interview questions last time, and I feel like we learned some valuable strategies for crafting those perfect answers.
Yeah, absolutely. Acing the interview, though, is just one piece of the puzzle.
Right.
So let's zoom out and explore the bigger picture, the career itself.
I love that.
What's it actually like to work in this field?
Yeah, let's talk about the journey beyond the interview.
Okay, so one of the things I find really fascinating about RoleCatcher's career guide is that it goes beyond just interview prep.
Okay.
It provides real insights into the day-to-day realities of this career.
I love that. It's one thing to read a job description.
Right.
It's so much more valuable to understand the nuances of the work environment.
Absolutely.
And the types of challenges and rewards you might actually encounter.
Precisely. And for instance, the career guide gives you a glimpse into what a typical day might look like for a China and glassware distribution manager.
Okay, so paint me a picture.
You might be in the office analyzing sales data one minute and then out in the warehouse overseeing a shipment the next.
Wow, that sounds dynamic and engaging.
It is. Definitely not your typical desk job.
No, not at all.
And the interactions you'll have are just as diverse.
Okay.
One moment you might be negotiating a contract with a supplier, and the next you're collaborating with your team to troubleshoot a logistics issue.
So it sounds like strong communication and interpersonal skills are essential.
Oh, absolutely. You need to be able to build rapport with a variety of people, communicate effectively, and sometimes put out those metaphorical fires.
Right, with grace and composure.
Exactly. And that brings us to another valuable aspect of RoleCatcher's career guide.
Okay.
It doesn't shy away from the potential challenges you might face.
I appreciate that honesty.
Yeah, it's good to go in with a realistic understanding of both the highs and the lows of the job.
For sure.
So the guide highlights things like tight deadlines, unexpected disruptions,
Of course.
the pressure to keep those fragile goods intact.
Right, because one wrong move could be disastrous.
It also touches on the need to constantly adapt to changes in the market and stay ahead of the competition, which can be quite demanding.
It sounds like this career is not for the faint of heart.
You got to be ready for a challenge.
But for those who thrive in a fast-paced environment, it sounds incredibly rewarding.
It is.
Yeah.
And speaking of rewards, the career guide also provides insights into salary expectations and potential career paths.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Which can be really motivating.
Yeah, it's helpful to have a sense of where this role can lead.
Absolutely.
And what you can aspire to.
Now, let's say you've nailed the interview, landed the job, and you're ready to embark on this exciting career path.
Okay.
What advice would you give to someone just starting out in this field?
That's a great question.
What are some of the things they should focus on to set themselves up for success?
Yep.
Well, one crucial piece of advice is to embrace continuous learning.
Yep.
The supply chain management industry is constantly evolving with new technologies and best practices emerging all the time.
Moving so fast.
It is.
Yeah.
And RoleCatcher's AI can actually be a huge help here.
Oh, how so?
Well, it can analyze your existing skills and experience and then recommend specific courses, certifications, or even online communities that can help you stay ahead of the curve.
I love that.
It's like having a personalized learning roadmap.
That's amazing. So it's not just about finding a job. It's about continuously investing in your skills and knowledge.
Exactly. Stay relevant.
And stay ahead of the game.
And another important piece of advice is to network, network, network.
Yes, networking is so important.
It is.
In any field, really.
Attending industry conferences, joining professional organizations, even just connecting with people on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It can open doors to new opportunities and provide valuable insights.
Those relationships are everything.
They are, and as you progress in your career, RoleCatcher's AI can continue to be a valuable resource.
Okay.
It can help you identify potential career paths, analyze your strengths and weaknesses,
Okay.
and even provide personalized feedback on your resume and cover letter as you apply for more senior roles.
So it's like having a career coach throughout your entire journey.
Precisely. Always there to support you.
That's incredible.
Now, speaking of career paths,
Yes.
the Crew Guide actually outlines several potential directions you could take within this field.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm curious to hear more about that.
So you could move into a more specialized role,
Okay.
like focusing on logistics, inventory management, or supplier relations.
Okay.
You could also climb the management ladder and eventually lead a team or even an entire department.
So there's room for both specialization and leadership growth.
Absolutely. There are so many possibilities.
That's fantastic.
It is, and some people even transition into related fields like operations management or sales, leveraging their knowledge of the supply chain to excel in new areas.
So it's not just a job, it's a whole career landscape to explore.
Exactly. It's constantly evolving and offering new challenges and opportunities for growth at every stage.
That's what makes it exciting.
It does.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of exciting opportunities, let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk more about how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon throughout your entire job search.
Yes, because we've talked about the interview,
Right.
but it goes beyond that.
It goes way beyond just helping you polish your answers for interviews.
Okay.
It can actually help you find and land your dream job in this field.
Really? Tell me more.
Okay, so first of all,
Yeah.
it can analyze your existing resume or CV
Okay.
and identify areas where you can tailor it to match specific job descriptions.
That's so helpful.
Remember those key skills we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can help you weave them into your application materials in a way that grabs the attention of recruiters.
So it's not just about having the right skills, it's about presenting them in a way that makes you stand out.
Exactly. Got to make a good first impression.
Right.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. RoleCatcher's AI can actually score your resume or CV against the specific requirements of a job posting.
Wow, so you can see exactly where you need to make adjustments
Exactly. You can see how you stack up.
to increase your chances of getting noticed.
And if you opt in to RoleCatcher's network,
Okay.
their AI can actually match your skills profile with employers who are actively searching for candidates like you.
So it's like having a personal headhunter working tirelessly on your behalf.
It is.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It takes the guesswork out of job searching,
It does. It connects you with the right opportunities more efficiently.
and it doesn't stop there.
It keeps going.
RoleCatcher's AI can even help you prepare for those tricky behavioral interview questions that often trip people up.
Oh, this can be tough.
You mean questions like, tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult situation?
Yes, exactly.
Or give me an example of a time you failed and what you learned from it.
Those are the ones.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze those questions,
Okay.
provide you with insights into what the interviewer is really looking for,
Okay.
and even offer suggestions for how to structure your response.
Wow.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
That's so cool.
It is.
So whether you're just starting your career or looking to take it to the next level, RoleCatcher's AI can be an invaluable tool.
It really can.
And the best part is that you can access many of these features for free, so there's no reason not to give it a try.
Exactly. It's a no-brainer.
I know we've thrown a lot of information at you today,
We have.
but before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's recap some of the key takeaways.
Okay, so what have we learned so far?
We've explored the ins and outs of the China and Glassware distribution manager role. We delved into the interview process
Yes.
and even uncovered some career insights and strategies for success in this dynamic field.
And we've discovered how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon
Right.
every step of the way.
From tailoring your application materials to practicing your interview responses
Yes.
and even connecting with potential employers.
You're now armed with a deeper understanding of this career path and the tools you need to make your mark in this exciting industry.
But before we move on to the grand finale in part 3,
Okay.
let's leave you with a thought-provoking question to ponder.
All right.
We talked about how e-commerce is booming and how technology is transforming the supply chain management industry.
It's a rapidly changing landscape.
So how do you think the distribution of China and glassware might evolve in the next 5 years?
That's a great question to think about.
Start thinking now, because staying ahead of the curve is what separates the good from the truly great in this field.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe the next time we do a deep dive on this topic, we'll be talking about drone deliveries and fully automated warehouses.
No, that would be an interesting conversation.
It would.
But for now, we'll leave you with that thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Join us in part 3, where we'll unpack. All right, welcome back to our final part of this deep dive.
It's been quite a journey so far.
It has. We've talked about so much.
We've covered a lot.
Interview questions, career insights, AI tools like RoleCatcher. But there's one more thing.
Oh, yeah. There's one more crucial element.
What's that?
We need to talk about soft skills.
Ah, yes. Soft skills. Those are so important.
Absolutely.
They can make or break you in this role.
It's not enough to just be organized and efficient.
Right.
You need to be a master of communication, negotiation, and relationship building.
And let's not forget resilience and adaptability.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about how this industry is full of unexpected challenges, and you need to be able to handle setbacks with grace and composure.
You got to be able to roll with the punches and bounce back.
So let's break down these essential soft skills
All right, let's do it.
and explore how you can develop and showcase them throughout your interview and career.
That's good.
Where should we start?
Well, communication is always a good place to begin.
Okay.
In this role, you'll be interacting with a wide range of people, from suppliers and clients to your own team members.
So how can you demonstrate strong communication skills during an interview?
Well, it starts with active listening.
Okay.
Make sure you're truly paying attention to the interviewer's questions, asking clarifying questions when needed, and responding in a clear and concise manner.
Okay, so clear and concise communication is key.
Absolutely.
And don't forget about nonverbal communication.
Oh, that's so important.
Maintaining good eye contact,
Yes.
using appropriate body language,
Mm-hmm.
projecting confidence in your voice.
All of those subtle cues can make a big difference.
Yeah, they can really impact how you're perceived.
And remember, storytelling can be a powerful tool
Oh, tell me more about that.
for showcasing your communication skills.
Okay.
When you're answering behavioral interview questions, don't just state the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Paint a picture with your words and bring those experiences to life.
I love that because it engages the interviewer.
Exactly.
Makes them feel like they're right there with you.
They're experiencing those successes and challenges firsthand.
Okay, so storytelling is a powerful tool.
It really is.
All right, let's move on to another essential soft skill: negotiation.
Negotiation, always a fun one.
In this role, you'll be constantly negotiating with suppliers, clients, and even your own team to get the best possible outcomes for everyone.
You got to be comfortable with those back and forths.
So how can you demonstrate strong negotiation skills during an interview?
Well, don't shy away from talking about your past negotiation experiences.
Okay.
Be prepared to share specific examples of how you've successfully navigated challenging situations and achieved mutually beneficial agreements.
Okay, so be specific and share your success stories.
Exactly, and don't be afraid to show a bit of your strategic thinking.
Okay.
Explain how you approached the negotiation, what your goals were, and how you were able to influence the other party.
While still maintaining a collaborative spirit.
Right. Exactly. Negotiation is not about being aggressive or trying to win at all costs.
Right.
It's about finding common ground, building trust, and creating a win-win scenario.
Those are excellent points.
Thank you.
And that leads us to our next soft skill: relationship building.
Relationships, the foundation of success.
In this role, strong relationships are everything. Whether it's with suppliers, clients, or your own team, the ability to build rapport and foster trust is so essential for smooth operations.
And long-term success.
So how can you showcase your relationship building skills during an interview?
Storytelling is key again.
Yeah.
Share examples of how you've gone above and beyond to build strong relationships with your stakeholders.
Give me some examples.
Maybe you've collaborated on a successful project.
Okay.
Or resolved a conflict amicably. Or maybe you just took the time to get to know someone on a personal level, showing genuine interest and empathy.
That's so important.
Yes.
Building those personal connections.
And don't forget to highlight your understanding of different communication styles.
Okay.
And your ability to adapt your approach to different personalities.
Right, because everyone's different.
Exactly. You got to be versatile.
Okay, now let's talk about resilience and adaptability.
Okay.
Bring on the challenges.
As we've discussed, this industry is full of surprises.
It is.
You need to be able to handle setbacks with grace and composure. You got to think on your feet.
Quickly pivoting and finding solutions.
So how can you demonstrate your resilience and adaptability during an interview?
That's a good question.
Share examples of times when you faced unexpected challenges.
Okay.
Maybe a shipment was delayed, a key supplier went out of business, or a major client suddenly changed their order.
Those are all really good examples.
They're real-life scenarios
Yeah.
that interviewers will relate to.
And focus on the problem-solving skills you employed, the creative solutions you came up with,
Absolutely.
and the lessons you learned along the way.
And don't be afraid to show a bit of your vulnerability.
Okay.
It's okay to acknowledge that you made mistakes.
Right, everyone makes mistakes.
What matters is how you learn from them.
Learn and grow.
It shows self-awareness and a commitment to continuous improvement.
I love that it makes you human and relatable.
Exactly. We're all human.
And remember, RoleCatcher can be a great resource for you
Oh, absolutely.
when it comes to soft skills.
Their career guide provides insights into the specific soft skills required for this role.
So it's not just generic advice.
It's tailored to the specific field.
And their AI-powered tools can help you tailor your application materials and practice your interview responses.
So you can really highlight those skills effectively.
Make yourself a more compelling candidate.
That's the goal.
So don't underestimate the power of soft skills.
They're so important
They're the key to unlocking your full potential
in this exciting and rewarding career.
and setting you up for success beyond the interview.
And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of China and glassware distribution management.
It's been quite a journey,
It has.
but we hope you found it informative and inspiring.
We hope we've given you the tools and insights you need to pursue this career path.
We've covered a lot of ground, but this is just the beginning.
There's always more to learn and explore.
Stay curious, stay adaptable, and never stop growing.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher is there to support you every step of the way.
Thanks for joining us, and best of luck in your job search and career journey.
Best of luck.